See, one thing y'all can never make me do is hate on Narasmith. Like, why can't y'all just let that lady make her life from scratch in peace? Please? See,
Welcome on another episode, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. There is a conversation that is currently going viral on Twitter and TikTok, and it all started when this South African lady who makes cooking videos came online to talk about how a popular creator, Narasmith, has been stealing our content, and people keep giving the credit to her. And she has well made mention that she made these videos and she doesn't make any money from it. And Narasmith has never for once even mentioned or give her the credit. So she talked about how Narasmith always talked before in her video, and by the time she started copying her own content, she started to sound like this South African lady. This started going viral. Nara commented on someone's video who addressed the situation, and she said she does not know who this South African woman is. And I saw Narasmith comment under the post of this lady saying she's inspired by her. And this even got more people interested in the conversation because there are so many people who came across the comments of Narasmith under this lady's video mentioning that she's inspired by her content. This has sparked a whole lot of conversation because there are so many people now bullying the South African lady, saying she just wants attention, and there are so many people as well on the side of Narasmith. And some South Africans are coming for South Africans supporting Narasmith and not on the side of their own people, even though she had shown clear evidence. And there are some people on the other end saying they can't find the similarities in the content. I have put together this conversation, so without wasting much time, let's get right into it.
For months now, I have watched a very, very popular content creator use my ideas. And again, I'm not the first person to do anything. They have continuously used my ideas to get views. Now, that would be fine, except in South Africa, we don't get paid for views. And where she is, they get paid for views. So she has been making money off stealing my content. I always managed to change the videos just enough so that I cannot say that they are my ideas. And when I took a break from content creation recently, she then went and moved on to my YouTube and started using ideas from my YouTube. So I have kept quiet for months at a time, just venting to my boyfriend and to my friends, and they've all told me, just let it go because you are going to be dragged by her mob of followers and you'll get cancelled. And so I've kept quiet. And recently I made a boba tea. We all saw it, we all loved it, and I was so very, 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 very proud of that video. I tweeted about it, I was so excited for it, and then a day later she made a boba video. And you might say it may be a coincidence. That would be fine if it was a coincidence, except it's a coincidence that happens very often. So is it really a coincidence? I am very disheartened. I am very disheartened because she's making thousands of dollars in views, and I am lucky to get a brand collaboration every 3 months.
Special shout out to all the people that are actually fighting for Onezwa in this Onezwa versus Narasmith situation. When this whole situation first broke out, a lot of people started calling Onezwa names, saying that you can't be out here claiming that somebody as big as Narasmith is stealing from you. When people started saying that, she came out with evidence to show that there is actual proof that, yo, listen, this person posts her videos 24 hours or 48 hours later when I have made a video. And it's very disappointing to know that even after she posted the evidence, people were still saying that, no, you're lying and all of those things, especially South Africans, especially people like Chris Excel. It would also hurt you as well if someone were to take your ideas and you're not as a big creator and you're not even making money from your ideas and they're making actually thousands and probably millions. So I stand with Onezwa on this. Stop stealing people's content ideas.
See, one thing y'all can never make me do is hate on Narasmith. Like, why can't y'all just let that lady make her life from scratch in peace? Please? See, y'all didn't like her when she first started blowing up. Then y'all loved her for a good second, and now y'all hate her again. And apparently it's because she copied this one South African creator's content, and I'm like, where? Because I went onto Winswell's page, and I hope I didn't butcher her name too badly, but I went on her page and I went on Nara's, and they look totally different. I feel like Winswell's content is more farm to table, like, you know, actually getting in the garden, picking all this stuff herself, and then making food with it. Whereas Nara, she actually buys her ingredients from the store and then makes stuff from scratch. And I also saw that apparently way back when Nara copied some of her recipes, but I'm like, isn't that the whole point of a recipe? Because, like, isn't the whole point of cooking videos is to get your audience to be like, ooh, that looks good. I really want to try that too. Please comment the recipe. Honestly, like, y'all come up with the most interesting stuff every day. Like, y'all want to gatekeep cooking? Do y'all want to copyright recipes from now on too? But then I'd also like to add, I did not see one video from that other creator creating gum or toothpaste from scratch.
Wasn't scared to boost Narasmith's content any further. I would go back through and snatch back every last one of my motherfucking likes, like T.I. snatching his chain back from Lauren London and ATL. Because, bitch, not only are you a liar, you're a fucking thief. Not only did you steal from a black woman, you lied and pretend you didn't even know who she was. Whole time, you copying everything, from her recipes to her voice. You should have just kept making kale. Don't get it twisted. I love soft girl content. I love nervous system regulating content, but dishonor. Nara, dishonor on your whole family, dishonor on your cow, dishonor on the kale you gonna have to start making because you ain't got no recipes in your brain. Honestly, you couldn't have stole from somebody like Paula Deen. That would have made me feel better. I would have felt justified in that, because it would have been like, it's fucking Paula Deen, but a black woman. Nara.
Not me waking up to seeing Narasmith getting canceled for stealing somebody else's content. My fear is that we made the wrong person TikTok famous, so I went back to the other creator's account and watched the past 8 months of all their videos, because I wanted research. And she said it's been happening for a while now. So I was like, okay, first of all, amazing content. Farm to table content is one of those things I absolutely love, so immediate follow. She had a couple recipes on there that I'll absolutely be trying. What I couldn't find was the correlation between her and Narasmith. Is the correlation in the room with us? Like, I didn't know, but I couldn't find it. And so my fear is that people are going to immediately jump on the cancellation of Narasmith because they just, in general, don't like a black woman at the level of success that she's in. However, once this all dies down, people are going to want to see receipts. Could you please provide us with frame-by-frame comparisons or examples of where she stored her content, like side by side, so we can really look at it? Because I really tried to objectively look at your content, and even though you absolutely gained a follow, I couldn't find the correlation. So I fear that people are going to start asking questions. So just be prepared to show the receipts. Is all I'm saying. Not saying it didn't happen, because people still comment on this app all the time. What I'm saying is, would love to see the examples. Okay? Alright, let me get back to buzzing my face, but this is not what I thought I was going to wake up to this weekend, but here we are.
I don't think it's fair for us to say that Narasmith stole everything from Onizwa, and I apologize if I mispronounce her name. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm so sorry. But I don't think it's fair because of two reasons. One, Onizwa is not the first person to come online and cook, so that being said, the content idea is like free for anybody, really. And I mean cook from scratch, like, you know, I'm gonna make a banana from scratch, I don't know. But also, second, trends, mannerisms, characteristics, traits are so versatile online. Like, many people could have the same traits, many people could have the same content, obviously, that if it's not so specific, it's hard for you to put blame on somebody for stealing or for the theft of somebody else's idea. Because cooking and making stuff from scratch is not a very specific idea. Now, what I can say is that Narasmith was clearly inspired by Onizwa, because it's clear that she picked up her mannerisms. And I can't steal the mannerism, because once again, the mannerism is just ASMR vibe talking. Onizwa promoted a vibe of comfort, like you could probably sleep to that woman's videos, you know, today we're gonna make a muffin from scratch. And Narasmith ended up picking up the same mannerisms in her content. And can two people who make food from scratch have the same ASMR trend but bring different things to the table? Absolutely. And that's where I think the conversation is off. But before I start with that, I have to say it was kind of weird that Nara was like, oh, I never know who this woman is, I've never known her content, da 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 da, even though there was proof of her commenting underneath one of her videos. That being said, she might have forgotten, because that happens to me all the time. I've picked up mannerisms from people here all the time that I forgot who they were, when they were, all of that stuff. My only discomfort with this conversation is that Onizwa is not getting the same recognition as Narasmith. She's probably not making the same amount of money, not getting the same amount of engagement, not getting the same amount of deals and recognition, and that's the issue. So instead, I think the conversation should shift, not into which one of the two get to do what they do and get credit for it and get paid for it and get recognized for it, but instead, how can we make room for both of them to stay in the same same spot. Well, obviously to like grow in it and, you know, get recognized and all that stuff, but how can we make room for more like Narasmith, Onizwa, and others? I think something to be mindful here is that often when Black women find themselves in the same field, they fight for their one spot rather than create another spot so that they both can win. And this is how I see this situation. I don't know, I could be wrong. I'm just a nigga in this house.
A lot of people that are defending Narasmith are coming out and saying, well, you can't steal cooking recipes. And fine, you can't steal cooking recipes, but there is an argument to say that Narasmith, based off of her old videos and her new videos, has been heavily inspired by the South African woman, and there have been comments that have been left on her page by Narasmith that suggest that she knew who she was. But what I want to talk about is how or why has Narasmith's videos blown up if these are identical and this other woman's videos have not blown up? I can think of about 3 things. I can think of skin color. I can think of potential class differences. I can think of just overall how the algorithm favors those things. And so it's just kind of mind-boggling to me that I've seen all types of people from all walks of life defend Narasmith, but we're missing like the root issue, which is like the inequity that seems to be embedded within our algorithm that allows for 2 people to make very similar content, and one person who is tall, thin, light-skinned, westernly pretty can rise to the top really quickly, and the other person is struggling and, according to her, can't even get brand deals. It reminds me of the conversations everyone was having on the app about Addison Rae and Charlie D'Amelio and all of these white creators and non-Black creators who were doing things that originated in a particular place, a Black place, and then they were skyrocketing and the original creators were not getting any credit. Now, obviously, this is not a direct parallel in this case, but I do think they are connected in the sense that this one person has a very clear, visually clear privilege and the other person doesn't. And how does the algorithm favor those types of people? Another part of the conversation that's really interesting is like, what does ownership look like? What does credit look like on this app? And I don't think it's been figured out yet. I'm a very small creator. I don't know the conversations I'll be having on here, but it really does make me wonder because like, okay, you can't own mozzarella, fair, but can I own that style of voice? Do I deserve credit for inspiring your videos? It's all very interesting to me, but once again, these are just...
What do you guys think about this conversation? Obviously, we know that Narasmith has more followers than this South African lady. And I hope at the end of this conversation or at the end of this whole thing between Onezwa, the South African lady, and Narasmith, at the end of the day, I hope it actually brings our brand more awareness and let other people see it. I just feel like a lot of this as well, some fans who watch this content contribute to, you know, making these creators feel bad. We already know that in Africa they don't pay creators who post on TikTok unless you find your way around it in a very different way. But normally we know for a fact that this lady is not lying at the fact that she's not making money of this content. One thing I noticed was that when she came online and started talking about it, there were so many people dismissing her, there were so many people attacking her, there were so many people bullying her. I felt like she wasn't given a chance. Some people didn't even listen to her and they just dismissed her immediately, especially the South African people. Like, there are some South Africans who were literally just dismissing this lady immediately, and some people have been saying, yeah, it is true, we can see that she's copying your mannerism, she's copying your recipe, which is absolutely okay. You can be inspired by someone. But I think now people are seeing for a fact that Narasmith lied, or either she lied or she has forgotten the fact that she had dropped a comment under the South African lady's video before. And I promise you guys, that comment, that picture is not edited because I saw it myself. I didn't even picture us having this conversation between these 2 creators, but I saw the comment. You know, she has much followers, so when she commented, this lady replied as well. So it was at the top of that video, and that video went very viral, and even other people reacted to Narasmith's comment under the South African lady's video. So now hearing that she made a comment saying she does not even know who the South African woman is, I think a lot of people are now saying, oh, you're a liar, because we are seeing this comment going viral. You literally said you're inspired by her. Maybe she has forgotten that she dropped a comment under the video. Even if some people are struggling to believe Onezua, because we know that Narasmith has much followers, right? And there are some followers that die hard, your fans, whatever it is that is going on, they will stick by you. But I feel like this lady does not deserve the hate that people are, throwing towards her, saying that she is looking for attention. I don't think that is the case, that she's rage baiting and stuff like that. I don't think that is the case. The hate is just like too much that if it happens to another person, I feel like they will struggle so much to speak up because they know the other fans of the other creator are going to come and attack them, and it's not making any sense. And there are some people hating on her and saying, you can't make me hate Narasmith, we can't see the similarities and stuff like that. And there are some people as well saying they went to check like 8 months ago of the content, and you can tell that she's inspired by this South African lady. Have you been following the conversation? Let me hear what you guys think, because this particular conversation raised skin color, body weight, and physical appearance come up in this conversation, and a lot of people are believing these people supporting Narasmith are there because she fits into a certain stereotype and the other lady doesn't. I don't think anybody should feel bad to talk about their concern or something that they have been noticing. Let me hear your take in the comment section. Let's continue this conversation there, and I will see you guys in the next one.